Shalom, Barakatha Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Waha Rakah Kwedash, double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, the men who taught me this truth. Also, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. Just like in the times of Noah, in these times we're living in, there's going to be a small number that's predestinated for salvation. Just like Noah and his family in the time of the first death, in these times of the second death, is going to be a small number that's predestinated for salvation. And we have the greatest hope upon the planet, which is to be of the elect. That's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect, because we are the household of faith. All right, we're prisoners of hope. Okay. And that hope is to be of the elect, which is that small number, that drop that's compared to that wave. Okay, and that wave is the masses, which means death. All right, and death is going to come to the masses, and only that small drop, which is compared to Noah and his family in his time, and the elect in this time, which is a small number that's predestinated for salvation. And once again, we have the greatest hope upon the planet because we want to be a part of that number. We want to be lifted up over the fire, just like Noah in his time was lifted up over the floods, all right, which is the first death. The Most High used his first cleansing agent, which is water, all right, in the time of Noah to get rid of the filth, all right. In this time, he's going to use his second cleansing agent to get rid of the filth. In these times, all right, the scripture speaks about a lake of fire, okay, which is going to be created by the way of 200 million missiles shot upon America. America is going to be that lake of fire. And we have the greatest hope upon the planet, which is to be delivered over that fire, just like Noah in his time. Genesis 7:17. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bared up the ark, and it was lifted up above the earth. Let's read that again. Genesis 7:17. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bared up the ark. All right, so we're going to be bared up, all right, in a huge fathership. All right, just like Noah had the ark, okay, we're going to be in the ark that Yahweh Shai is going to come in to deliver us in. All right, which is going to be an aerial salvation. That's why when you read the book of Isaiah 31 and verse 5, it says, as birds flying, all right, and we all know what birds do. They fly in the sky, all right? So the comparisons is, as birds flying, so will the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai of hosts, the Lord of armies, all right, shall defend Jerusalem, all right, because it's going to be Yahweh Shai and the angels, all right? He's going to send Yahweh Shai in his army, which are the angels, accompanied by the Lord's army also, which is 200 million missiles to destroy America, all right? But within that destruction, okay, that small number is going to be delivered, okay, from that lake of fire, or just like in Noah's time, that flood, which is going to be by fire this time, the second cleansing agent. Okay, so it's going to be an aerial salvation. As birds flying, so will the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, all right, of host, defend Jerusalem. All right, so Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. All right, and that people is Israel. All right, but in these times, those that walk according to this rule, which is the Israel of the Most High, all right, that's the Jerusalem that's going to be delivered as birds flying by the Lord of hosts. Okay, so you must be a people before you're a place, and that people is the elect out of Israel in these times. Okay, that's going to be delivered as birds flying. Let's read it again. As birds flying, so will the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai of hosts, defend Jerusalem, which is the elect. Defending, also he will deliver it. See that? You're going to be defended from the outside elements, and you're also going to be what? Delivered from it. And what? Passing over, he will preserve it. See that? Passing over, he will preserve. So that's how you're going to be preserved, all right, by what? Being lifted up, just like Noah in Genesis 7:17. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bared up the ark, and it was lifted up above the earth. See that? John of Patmos was given the vision, okay, of this very moment when the elect is going to be delivered. Revelation 15 and verse 1, it says, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of the Most High. See that? So this is the destruction right here, okay? Because it says, for in them is filled up the wrath of the Most High. So that's total annihilation to wherever that energy is sent to, and it's going to be sent to America, all right? Because if the wrath of the Most High is kindled but a little, all right, you're in trouble. But the scripture says, for in them is filled up the wrath of the Most High. So that means total destruction, no recovery. Verse 2, it says, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire. And that sea of glass is what? The ozone layer. Mingled or mixed with what? That fire, okay, that we must be above, okay? At the coming of the last 7 plagues, we got to be out of the atmosphere, okay, to be able to see the sea of glass mingle with fire, all right? So in order to do that, all right, we must be changed, all right? In order for us to get upon the chariot and to move at light speed and get up out of the total destruction, and as the scripture said, meet the Lord in the air, we got to be changed, all right? That's having the greatest hope. Verse 3, it says, and they sing the song of Moses, the song, Salakia, the servant of the Most High, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord power almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. All right, so they're singing the song of Moses, all right, the servant of the Most High, and the song of the Lamb, similar to Exodus the 15th chapter, all right? That first deliverance, all right, out of bondage that we received. We sung the song of Moses, all right, Exodus 15. Now we're going to sing, okay, the song of Moses, the servant of the Most High, and the song of the Lamb, all right? That's why this deliverance is going to trump, all right, our first deliverance out of bondage. Why? Because this is going to be our last deliverance out of bondage, never to go back into bondage again. This is our greatest hope, right? To be a part of this number that's going to be delivered the first time around out of this total destruction, all right? Let's read it again. Genesis 7:17. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bared up the ark, and it was lifted up above the earth. That's right, just as birds flying, that's how we're going to be delivered, all right? That's how we're going to meet the Lord in the air, okay? Because this flesh and blood is not going to meet the Lord in the air, all right? The scripture says in 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 50. Let's start at verse 49. It says, and as we have borne the image of the earthly, meaning war, or carried the image of the earthly, which is this terrestrial body, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. See, that's us being changed. It says, now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither doeth corruption inherit incorruption. All right, so it's being compared, corruption to incorruption, to the flesh, all right, and blood inheriting the kingdom of the Most High, because the kingdom of the Most High is incorruption, and this flesh and blood is corruption. So let's read it again. Now, this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High. See that? So we must be changed. Neither doeth corruption inherit incorruption. It says, behold, I show you a mystery, something that no one else gets but the hopeful elect. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed. In a moment, in the twinkle of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall arise incorruptible, and we shall be changed. See that? For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So we're going to be changed into our celestial states, and we're going to shed these bodies, all right? And we're going to put on our bodies that's going to be able to reign with Yahweh Shai, because they're going to be able to live forever. And we're going to put off these bodies that's going back to the ground, all right? And that's how we're going to meet the Lord in the air, by putting off these bodies. Verse 54, it says, so when this incorruptible shall put on, Salakia, so when this corruptible shall put on incorruption, and this mortal shall put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. See that? Because we're going to go from faith to faith, all right? Never to see death, because that's the average individual here in America mindset. I'm going to do what I can until I die. No, we have a greater hope to never die. See? It says, O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? See that? Those are the ones that's going to shed these bodies and to be changed and meet the Lord in the air. All right? 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. I'm going to go straight to the point. 1 Thessalonians 4 and verse 15. It says, for this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain, he that endureth unto the end, until the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep, meaning come before those that have already completed their mission in the flesh. It says, in this ministry, it says, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, just like Acts, the first chapter tells us. All right? That's how he ascended. The same way he ascended, the way he's going to descend. So it says, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout. All right? With the voice of an archangel and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. Those that completed their mission in the faith. Then we, which are alive and remain, once again, those that endure unto the end, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words. And these are words of comfort, all right, being a part of the hopeful elect, knowing that one day, all right, we're going to meet the Lord in the air. We're going to be just like Noah and his family. We're going to be that small number that's predestinated to get delivered, all right? Because, once again, in the time of Noah was the time of the first death. This is the time of the second death, all right? And we're going to get delivered from that. We're going to go from faith to faith, man. That's the greatest hope upon the planet, because the destruction is coming. And there's only a small number that's going to be delivered by what the world deems as UFOs, which are the chariots of the Most High, which are the elect's vehicle of salvation. All right? And only a small number is going to enter them chariots. Only a small number is going to get called up and receive a crown. All right? Receive deliverance. Only a small number. And we have the greatest hope upon the planet to be a part of that. The scripture speaks about, in the book of Psalms 37, to receive the desire of your heart. And that's our main heart's desire, to be delivered, all right, to be changed so we can meet the Lord in the air. All right, so Lord willing, I pray that this made sense and that this was edifying. Shalom.